Hello there, this is Wakeangel2K1, and we are doing a review of the Blue Force 1, a toy that just arrived from today in the mail that I kind of forgot that I ordered. I don't get drunk, but I guess I've been buying so much crap off of eBay and stuff recently that I completely forgot that I actually bought this thing. So yeah, look at this. I was not expecting it to look this nice. I'm not sure if the camera is doing it justice, but it has a beautiful metallic blue paint job. It is easily the best looking vehicle I've ever seen attached to the Sonic brand, and that includes all the ones made for the All-Stars Racing line by Jazzwares. And it comes with yet another Sonic variant figure. As you can see, he has shades with sepia lenses, brown. His lenses are brown. And of course, as you can see, it is in this open box packaging. As a retail employee, I can tell you how much I hate open box packaging because it is extremely easy for people to just come through and steal stuff out of them. I can't tell you how many Imaginext packages we had to send back to the company because people just go ahead and steal the little minifigures out of them, especially the Star Wars ones. Everybody wants that Luke Skywalker, but they don't want to buy the little snow monster that he comes with. Alright, so taking a quick look at the back of the box, you see a kid who looks kinda old to be doing a product demonstration like this. He almost looks like a teenager. Is playing with the Blue Force 1, and they show some other figures from the wave. A couple I recognize. Down there you see Spacesuit Sonic with Parallel Universe Eggman, Spacesuit Knuckles with Crabbot, a black spacesuit Sonic that comes with Metal Sonic, and a black spacesuit Tails that comes with a Motobug. And the Motobug has a mounted cannon. I didn't see that. I didn't see this set either. I saw those first two. I mean, I got them and reviewed them, but I never seen these two available online or otherwise. Are they teasing at the next wave? Are those canceled figures? I want that Motobug. I mean, a spacesuit Tails would be cool too. It kind of sucks that his colors don't match, but I want that Motobug most of all. And then there's another vehicle set advertised there in the corner. And yes, this does have a 3-in-1 vehicle transformation just like it does in the cartoon. That's going to be super fun. So let's get it out of the packaging and see what the vehicle and the figure that's included is like. Okay, so here's the Blue Force 1 out of the packaging, and I just thought real quick I would show off the preview image. As you can see, here it shows a Sonic figure that's wearing green lenses in his shades. And then down here, we have a Sonic figure where the shades are up on top of his head, Freerider style. So, yeah, this is some alternate variant. I think one of the previous Sonic figures looked like that. But it's not the one that it came packaged with, especially seeing as how the lenses on his shades are actually a different color. So I know I want to talk about the Blue Force 1, but let's get it aside just for a second so we can quickly talk about the Sonic figure itself. Because the packed-in Sonic figure is a really, really nice one. Yes, a subtle repositioning of the camera later reveals that the paint job on this one is actually really tight. I mean, you can see that the frames of his shades are blue, but a very distinct shade of blue from his fur. And they got a really sharp paint job on his little bandana. And if you look at his hands and his feet. The sports tape is sculpted in really well, and it stands out against the white of his actual glove and sock fabric. Like, it's really well differentiated with that off-white coloring. It's a really stunningly detailed paint job. Comparing it to another Sonic, the one that came with a previous vehicle pack, as you can see, they didn't really do that much to differentiate the sport tape. In fact, it looks like in some cases, there were things that were intended to be sports tape that they left white, and stuff that wasn't intended to be sports tape got painted with the sports tape color. Also, you know, this figure has like a really weird pre-pose going on. Although he does have the green lenses, which is probably where they got the painting inspiration for the prototype image on the back of the box. Speaking of the back of the box, That's the only instruction you get to transform the Blue Force 1, because there are absolutely no packing instructions with this thing. That is kind of weird. But let's take a look at that Blue Force 1, because, oh my goodness, that is pretty! That is really pretty! Oh. So he has like this big turbine engine on the back, and everything is painted with these metallic golds and blues, and the seat is like non-metallic because it's a seat and you don't want to sit on metal, and like there's sculpted engine detailing, and he has a translucent orange windshield and headlights that are painted. Oh, even as turning signals, everything about this is so pretty. And these tires are rubber. These are rubber tires with really good friction. So the thing rolls beautifully, and there's no scraping sounds at all. It is just, oh, I can't get past how pretty this is. I love this. So the transformations are actually very simple. Up here, you pull up these panels, and look, they're geared together, so pulling on one opens all three. Oh, actually, let's mount Sonic in there, because as we recall with Tails' plane, having the figures actually get into the vehicles is actually a feature that you have to pay attention to. So it's actually a little bit hard to get Sonic in there because his hips only go one way, but when you get him in, his hands can perfectly grip the steering wheel. It's just that his legs aren't designed to bend this way. So like they're being pushed outwards by the engine block in the middle, so they're gonna warp the shape of the figure. If you leave Sonic on display inside of this vehicle, you might find that when you take him out, eventually the plastic in the legs is gonna warp and he won't be able to stand normally. I mean, hey, I have like a whole bunch of other Sonic figures that can do the job of standing normally. If this one wants to be the Blue Force 1 pilot permanently, I have no problem with that, but Tomy really should have done something about his legs, like maybe molding them in a wider stance to begin with so they'd be able to get around there. I mean, if they can sculpt Knuckles in a punching pose or another Sonic in a skateboard riding pose, they could have given him a riding pose. So now that we have Sonic perfectly mounted in his vehicle, I mean, he looks good riding it. It is convincing. His hands are on the steering column. He's looking the way he looks. He would be able to see over the cockpit. So, yep, nothing wrong with this. It's all set up just right. So now we can do the transformation thing. Like I said, you pull up on that fantastically geared little thing. Then you bring out these things. You rotate them thusly. And then you take the rear wheel and you rotate it just like that. And there you have the Blue Force 1 in its Hovercraft mode, seen in the comic in the cartoon to get over that lava pool. Let's reposition the camera a bit further back so that everything shows up. And yeah, I mean, now it can't roll anymore because the wheels are flat, but that looks pretty cool. You got like a nice little vroom thing. So yeah, that totally works. Looks really nice. Then there's the third mode, which you pull this down while keeping it horizontal, and according to the picture, this is the third mode. Wait, maybe... Yeah, okay, then that's like a... Is this supposed to be like some kind of speedboat mode? Because I think if you have a hovercraft mode, do you really need a speedboat mode? That looks weird. I mean, did they really need to advertise 3 vehicle modes when like, okay, granted, the transforming from the 3-wheeled motorcycle thing to the hovercraft mode thing, that was pretty cool. But then going from that to this is comparatively nowhere near as impressive. I don't think that it works out. I mean, they could have just as easily said like 2 vehicle modes, and then like this could be some kind of high-speed fan mode. I mean, yeah. Oh well, at least this mode's cool. Yeah. Plus, you know, the default. There is some play around in the default motorcycle mode, like wait. Coming up next, Wakeangel2K1 manhandles his brand new toy and breaks it on camera. Yeah, like you got some kind of like look, you have reared up mode, like maybe this is getting ready to jump over a big log. And then of course there is the way it normally goes, where everything is nice and level. So yeah, this, I mean, I can't get past just, like, I really hope I can impress upon you guys just how pretty this vehicle is. I mean, the paintwork, the color scheme, the real rubberized tires, everything about this is just a really nice looking vehicle. And the fact that it just looks so cool is a huge point in its favor. It doesn't really have to do a lot of stuff because it looks so good doing it. Alright, so let's get in some comparison with some other Sonic Boom vehicle stuff. The Blue Force 1 returned to its hover mode and propped up against my backdrop. Let's bring out the missile firing, exploding Eggmobile for comparison. And as you can see, the two vehicles do stand in pretty good scale with each other. It's not like the Blue Force 1 looks excessively huge or small compared to it. I mean, after all, Eggman's vehicle isn't meant to be very big. Of course, we've already seen Sonic's little hoverboard, which came with that Eggmobile. So we have another impression of you know, scale. And of course, we have where the vehicle that scale forgot, Knuckles' big vehicle. Of course, this was made to appeal to like a rolling on the ground gimmick with the weighted flywheel in the back. So of course, this thing isn't going to scale with anything because this gimmick wouldn't fit in a properly scaled toy. And last but not least, Tails' plane, the biggest vehicle that they've made so far. Which, you know, you can barely even see. Like, yeah. So Tails' plane is huge, but it's a big vehicle, it's supposed to be. But one thing is that you have to remember, the Tails figure, like, he doesn't really fit in it. So yeah, remember way back when I made a review of this plane, I said it's a really nice plane. It shoots missiles, it lights up, it makes sounds, it has spinning propellers, it has an ejector seat. It does not have a chair that the figure can properly sit in. He can't hold the steering wheel to stabilize himself. There's no room to accommodate his tail, and they didn't sculpt it in a different way so he'd be able to sit in there. And there's no peg for his foot to go into to keep him stable. So you just kind of put Tails in there and he just kind of stands in the seat and doesn't look convincing at all. Whereas in this one, the figure can easily hold both of the handlebars at the same time and actually look very convincing when riding. And yes, you can move it around and do all kinds of stuff and the figure stays stable. So that's a huge win. And it's nice to see that Tomy has upped their game with their vehicles for this toy line. And oh my goodness, just one more time, this is really, really pretty. Like, this is such a nice looking toy. It's so cool looking. I think, wait, I think, yeah, there, now the screw holes aren't showing, it looks even better. So yeah, I've only been able to find this thing online. I don't know if its retail release has been delayed or if maybe Tomy has is deciding to end the line because it's well, I don't know, like they might end the line. I know my store hasn't been stocking a lot of Sonic Boom stuff recently, but that's a bitter note that I don't want to get into. If you can find this toy, I would recommend it. It is really nice, especially if you like vehicles that Sonic can ride around in. Alright, this is Wakeangel2K1 signing off.